heteronormative life and expectations are usually demonetized and demonized as unnatural or grooming, when in actual reality, the people I think invented the way to groom and indoctrinate are religions. Religions created the concept of grooming and indoctrination, whether it's intentional or not. Religions only survive through indoctrination. Without indoctrination, nobody would stay. And the sad part is, a lot of people's lives are ruined because of moral panic. Even today, my whole childhood, until I was 25 years old, my mother wouldn't allow anything in the house that she thought was evil, satanic, or didn't line up with her beliefs. The problem with this is, if your kids only experience and learn about things that align with your beliefs, they won't be able to cope and will be so far behind, academically speaking. When they go outside the home or go and get a higher education, they will be so behind. They're basically intellectually crippled. It took me 10 years to catch up socially and intellectually because of the limited knowledge I was taught. When you're basically indoctrinated from birth, where you don't learn evolution and everything is Christian, Jesus, God based. The curriculum comes out of a state, Florida, that's extremely they're homophobic, transphobic, but they never use these words because they don't want you to know that it exists. There is no moral depravity. There's just moral panic. And in the 90s, the purity culture was added for young people and people of all ages, and it severely damaged women. 1 out of 3 women growing up in purity culture is severely damaged due to toxic gendered values. The problem with moral panic is it doesn't address the real problem. You're not a good person because you believe in God. And if it takes a God to keep you from doing something bad, you're not a good person. And when 2 out of 3 people in prison are religiously traditional, and less than 1% of people in prison are atheists, that pretty much tells you who the moral people are. Some of the most unhappy, morally depraved people went to church on Sunday. And just because God talks to you doesn't make you any better than Jim Jones. People mistake belief in something as meaning you're a moral person. It doesn't. It just means you should be, but from what I found, it doesn't mean anything. And some people will say, well, I didn't believe in the moral panic or the satanic panic. Anyone who agrees with hiding and isolating your kids from learning about vital information is a symptom of moral panic. Parents in Florida, Louisiana, they're trying to erect the 10 Commandments. This is moral panic. It hasn't gone anywhere. It just rebrands itself. Instead of the satanic panic, it becomes purity culture. I kiss dating goodbye. We hate Harry Potter. Vampires and werewolves are taking over our kids' minds. We have to protect the children. Don't say gay. Trans people aren't really women. Abstinence only sex. These are reactions to moral panic. And in my opinion, the reason these things happen is because people aren't educated or held accountable. If you want to keep your kids safe, you teach them about safe sex. If you want your kids to be philosophically objective, teach them about different beliefs, different governments, and show them how the world works. You want to protect your kids from predators, you teach them where adults don't touch. You teach children if someone does, immediately tell me. Parents can't protect their kids. It is impossible. You can limit opportunity to limit harm, but you can't protect your kids. Kids are bombarded on every angle of their lives with different messagings. The difference is Christians, at least the ones I've been in church with, believe that anything that isn't God-centered is Satan's agenda. But nobody indoctrinates and grooms kids as well as religious people. I mean, they're so good at it. I haven't been in church 6 years, and it's so ingrained inside my body. I can feel it. And purity culture is definitely a symptom of a deeper problem. At least now, we've come to see a lot of the damage the moral panic has caused. And it always shows itself. Reversing Roe versus Wade is part of the moral panic. Because pro-life is all about racism. They just dress it up as protect the children. You can't protect the children if you don't offer children a good life once they're born. Because right-wing politicians offer little to no assistance after birth. And just because a child is conceived doesn't mean they have to be born. It's up to the parents to decide what and when they want children. In my opinion, it's more morally dubious to bring a child into the world where they can't have a good life. They can't get quality education. They're basically so impoverished, they'll probably never escape, compared to having an abortion. People see abortion, especially right-wingers, as moral depravity. In my opinion, moral depravity is not providing a quality environment for a child. And this comes down to what the government provides its citizens. The government cares more about foreign relief than they do about their own citizens. If your own citizens don't have quality of life, stop giving money to other countries. Take care of your own before you look outwards. But they don't. And until right-wing groups give mothers and children quality life after birth, anything against this